I'm not wrong saying that gaming mouse have become boring. They have gone from being a very unique product to almost all having a very similar shape and design. Nowadays brands aren't bringing anything new to the table, and that's why the mouse we are going to see today got my attention. Since I've started this channel, I never stopped trying different gaming mouse models, and at this point they barely have any difference between them, slightly changing the shape or the fact of being wired or wireless, and to me they all seem the same, until I saw a new brand and I realized that they are trying to do something different. They are trying to create a gaming mouse with their own personality and a very unique design. Even now that perforated mouse are common, they seem ugly and impractical to me, but that's where Gravastar came in, giving it a twist of their own personality, and arrived with this new product. As you can see, this mouse doesn't have 2000 hours of use on it. This is just a paint treatment that they call battleware. And if you don't like it, they have two more colors on it without this wear and tear. But keep in mind that depending on the color you choose, you will have some differences inside your package. It's a mouse that grabs your attention at a first glance because it takes that perforated aesthetic to another level. It looks like a completely organic structure, where the more you look, the more you can see more details that the brand left on it. Even the mouse wheel has a similar pattern. They've given so much attention to the design process that even the wireless receiver has the similar pattern. And it's important to mention that with this wireless receiver, it's able to achieve up to 4K 4000 Hz of polling rate, which is an impressive number. It is in fact very necessary for a brand like this to come along to stir things up a bit because brands have become very relaxed. Even Razer with the Viper series is increasingly abandoning its aesthetic features to resemble what Logitech already does. I already knew this brand beforehand, before they created this mouse, but they were only... I already knew this brand beforehand before they created this mouse, but their only products were wireless speakers and chargers, which in fact I'm sure you have seen them around. Every product of this brand has a lot of personality, so when they launched a mouse, they did it in the same way they've done every product they have. And the worst thing about the current gaming mouse market is that most of them are quite expensive, and in the end they are very lightweight plastic mouse that feel very cheap. But in fact, they're not. This mouse breaks that trend, being made of a magnesium alloy, and although it can be conveyed on camera, it feels great to hold it in your hand. It feels high quality and robust. I have to clear things a bit because we are not talking about different colors for the same mouse. Each color has different characteristics, and that's why the black model is cheaper. It has the aesthetics, but it is made of plastic, which in the end, for those who want it to be light, is the best option, weighing only 79 grams, and if we look closely, it's distinguished as the M2 model, while the other two colors are the M1. Basically because those M1 are made of this magnesium alloy and weight 88 grams. So what's the difference now between the battle-worn unit and the silver one? Well, this unit I have incorporates a wireless receiver that allows us to reach 4000 polling rate, and that's why this unit costs a bit more. But that doesn't mean that the other models aren't wireless, because they all incorporate this USB receiver inside, which is more conventional and allows reaching up to 1000 Hz, and in my opinion 1000 Hz is more than enough. The only thing with the 4K receiver is that we can bring it much closer to the mouse for better reception, along with its matching aesthetics. Also, something I noticed is that using the 4K polling rate, I had to charge its battery much more than usual, which is not a problem because we can simply have it connected and use it wired like a traditional mouse. But the really big difference between the battery usage came when I switched from 4K to 1K Hz. So we can see the battery status in the desktop application, or basically when it's below 15% it will start flashing red and even the receiver will turn red. Personally, I would prefer the side buttons to be larger. It feels more comfortable to me, both for pressing them and for finding them without looking at the mouse, at least while I'm playing, which is mainly what I use them for. It's such a well-designed mouse that even looking at it up close we can see more details, like the text engraved inside or the hidden brand logo. Additionally, with the mouse light covered in a matte plastic, they managed to create an amber light effect, which, if the mouse design was already very organic, With this, it seems to have a life of its own. The 4K receiver manages to blend in the same way with its design, although in this case, we can't change the color of its internal LED or turn it off. It remains blue when it's not detecting any input, and changes to green when it's receiving. It would be great to be able to configure its lights, and I hope it can be done in the next iteration of this model. I found it very versatile because although it's not a common use, the fact that it incorporates Bluetooth allows me to connect the mouse to my laptop very quickly. To indicate that we are in that mode, the mouse light turns blue. As if it didn't have enough personality when buying the mouse, we get some grips that further change the aesthetics, highlighting its gamer design with this boom on the fire button. Regarding the hardware itself, it uses Omron switches and contains one of the best sensors of the market, the PAW3395. And let's be honest, there's plenty of people looking at the serial number of the sensor, but most of them couldn't differentiate it from others. At the end, I found a fairly long user opinion on Reddit about these sensor differences, and to give a simple answer, the differences between them are marginal and reduced to the power consumption. So, how does it feel playing? Well, it feels great, and I think the factor that achieves this is the magnesium alloy. Being a metal, it's cold to the touch, and it feels very strong. So it almost feels like having a weapon or a tool in your hand while you're in the computer. The downside after trying this unit is that I would like to try the black plastic one to see the differences between them, because I really prefer the black color on it. But between the color and the composition of the material, I prefer to have the magnesium alloy over the plastic one. So, which one would you choose? Would you prefer to have the magnesium alloy, or would you prefer to have the black one but being plastic? Finally, a mouse that not only meets all the basic requirements but also has its own personality. It's like they swapped places with keyboard. In the past, the keyboard sector was the boring one, without all those bells and whistles that they have nowadays. So finally, some news for the gaming mouse on the table. Even so, it's sad that I have seen this mouse a lot in the English community, but not in the Hispanic one, which is the one where I belong, as you can listen. In the Hispanic community, I have hardly seen this model, any reviews or any material about it, so I'm glad I was able to bring it and show it to you. So I'll leave links down below in the description for those interested. Excuse my English for those native English speakers or those more advanced on it. I hope you liked this video, and see you in the next one.